Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you to the World Teachers Quiz 2026. The quizzing community among our educators has grown tremendously over the years, with Season 6 witnessing participation from 6 different countries. We are truly delighted to introduce to you our host, a popular quiz host and the co founder of Teacher Tribe. She has been at the helm of this quiz since its inception. She has been a prolific quiz host over the last decade, hosting the Tata Crucible, RBI Quiz, TCS Inquisitive, just to name a few. An alumna of NITK Surathkal and IIM Calcutta, she has been awarded several accolades. Ladies and gentlemen, time for you to welcome your quiz host, Miss Rashmi Furtado.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the world finale of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6, brought to you by TeacherTribe.world in collaboration with Grey Caps and Global Forum for Teacher Excellence. Teacher Tribe itself was a thought seed of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He said, we celebrate our students a lot. We have different contests for them, and there is every other platform that celebrates their talent, their knowledge, and their skills. But there is nothing that is created for the teachers of our country and otherwise all over the world. So he told us, why don't you create something that is specifically meant for teachers? That is how TeacherTribe.world was born. And after that, every year, TeacherTribe.world, the team that is behind this particular platform, has created various other events for teachers where they can actually talk about the talents that they have. They can show off the knowledge that they have. They can exchange the information that they have between each other. Long-term friendships are formed through these platforms, and also certain teaching methodologies that these teachers have developed on their own for their respective students are also exchanged. It's a beautiful friendship that we have been able to create through this platform at TeacherTribe.world. And World Teachers Quiz is one such platform. This, of course, is the 6th season of this quiz, which means we have had 6 champions already, some of them overlapping. I will come back to that later. We will get into the world finale of the season. All of them whom you are seeing on your screen are the ones who have gone through multiple rounds of quizzing to reach this world finale here today. Prelims, quarterfinals, semi-finals, you must go back and watch their journey, especially through the semi-finals, because it was not very easy for them to get where they are here today. There was some really tough competition that they had to go through to finally reach this big finale here today. Some of them could be familiar faces, but some may be fresh. So let's quickly get to know them and then get into the finale itself. Our first finalist for the day, joining us from Telangana, representing Teja Vidyalaya, Dhanush Reddy. Moving on to our second finalist here today, representing West Bengal and the Sadhanpur Uludanga Tulsiram High School, is Samrat Maitra. Following him, representing Chandigarh, the St. Kabir Public School from there, is Deepta Vivekanand. And completing the lineup for us here today, representing the overseas participation from Kuwait, from FEBS DPS, joining us here today is Tiji Susan Alex. All right, welcome to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, you must go back and see their individual performance in all of the semi-finals. They've done really well to get to this level here today. But here, in the world finale, it is not going to be easy to win this one. I have 24 questions for them. The number of questions increase, the number of rounds increase, and of course, the level of difficulty also increases. Year on year, the teachers who have taken part in this quiz have pushed me and my entire team to up the ante as far as the quality of the questions is concerned, because they have been extremely good with the knowledge base that they have brought into this quiz. So let's get into the first round of this quiz, of this world finale here today. Coming up is Picture This. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've seen the semi-finals, you know what this round entails, but let me still explain what it is all about. The contestants will have pictures coming up on their screen, and along with the pictures, corresponding questions from me. 6 questions in all, single attempt per question. That is a rule that will apply all through this final here today. What they should remember though is that they can press the buzzer the moment the picture appears on their screen. However, that will indicate that they know the answer, and I will stop giving them any more clues or reading out the question for them. So they have to decide when they want to press that buzzer. It is a sort of risk that they take for themselves, because sometimes what they think is the answer may not necessarily be the question I'm asking. The quizzers here today are well versed with all these, so I'm very sure they'll be very careful with what kind of risk they will want to take for themselves. Starting with the first question coming up on your screen, the questions are not straightforward, so I urge you to listen to me. However, it's finally your choice. The first one for the world finale, here it is. This was a campaign. Samrat, go ahead.
Bonvita made this campaign. These 2 words, forced facts, they mean as the Bonvita, the content of the Bonvita, that is, that cannot be put into the different packets which have been shown here. Similarly, our parents, I'm saying our parents, it includes many of us too, that we should not force our children into the careers which we dream and we aspire for ourselves, or somehow we could not. We should not force it upon them. If we do this, things can go berserk. So Bonvita tried to create this awareness through this campaign of forced facts.
Beautifully explained there by Samrat Maitra. Absolutely right. 100 points to you on that. Ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful campaign that was launched by Bonvita. In India, you could find these kind of packs of Bonvita in certain supermarkets of our country. There were certain locations that they picked, and they spoke to parents when parents were actually surprised, saying, how is Bonvita coming in these packs? And that is the question that got them curious, and that's when Bonvita or Cadbury actually spoke to them and said, then how is it that you're forcing your children into certain careers that they do not want to get into? It looks odd when you see Bonvita in these packages. So why can't we understand that our children may have varied interests and would not want to go into traditional roles when it comes to their respective careers? I thought it was a beautiful way for us to start our world finale here today. All of us adults do need to understand that children today have very different thought process and would pick different kind of career prospects for themselves. Let's move on to the next one. The question coming up on your screen, again, not a straightforward one. Here we go. What is this that Arsenal club won? Why were they given this particular trophy? You can see the Invincibles there. Go ahead, Deepta, she's trying.
So that looks like the Ashes trophy as well. So it was given because UK retained the Ashes that year. And yeah, that's the connection I'm drawing.
I said Arsenal club, Ashes would be cricket, Arsenal would take you to football.
Football, yeah.
So Ashes is a whole different game.
True. So, yeah. So they won the was it the Champions League or UEFA? One of them.
There's a very specific answer. There is a reason they were given this particular trophy and the title, the nickname, the Invincibles. I cannot give you on ashes. Yeah, minus 100 on that one. Dhanush was raising his hand. You can try, Dhanush. No points. Go ahead.
I think it's because they were unbeaten. Like they did not lose a single match throughout the season. So I think that was the reason.
49 games. 49 games and unbeaten was Arsenal. You are absolutely right, Dhanush. You got to be faster on that buzzer. Even if you had not given me the number 49, I would have given you the points because I basically need to know the logic behind why the title of Invincibles and that particular trophy was given that to them. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal was given this particular title. Of course, they did the unbeaten for 49 games. So that is the reason they were given Invincibles as a title. I think it's sort of proof and, to the kind of game they have been playing for so long. All right, let's move on to the next one. Question number 3 coming up. Here we go. February 2026 is called the perfect month. Why? Samrat, go ahead.
It starts with the same day on which it ends, and it has everything in 4. That is 4 into 7, 28 days. So everything is just like that. It's a picture perfect 4 into 7 scenario.
So could you explain to me slightly better, please? So in a calendar, what are we seeing in a calendar?
The 7 days. The 7 days are coming in a way that it gets completed within the 28 days throughout this February 2026.
So the entire grid in 2026, February sits perfectly in that entire grid of the calendar that is there. So it's the start and the end, the days are the same. You're absolutely right when you said that. Perfect grid is what February 2026 has created. Plus 100 to you. Well answered, Samrat. He seems to be extremely well prepared and he's careful on when he's pressing the buzzer as well. Moving on to the next one. I think I'm going to, hold back on my comments, especially for the first round. Let's see what happens moving forward. Tables always turn when it comes to such quizzes. Question number 4, coming up on your screen. Here we go. This table, or rather, what is this table where the chair is bent over a set table? Why is this like this? This is in a particular institution in India. Of course, you can see the Indian flag right there. I haven't removed that. Why is this done? Think. Look at it carefully. Think. It's the world finale. Your questions won't be straightforward. You have to think and work out your answers. Even if you don't tell me the specific institution name and give me the logic, I will give you the points. A particular institution. Oh, no one going for it. Time lapsing. Ladies and gentlemen, this particular table has been set the way it is set. This is in NDA Kadaswala, if I'm not wrong, and it has been set that way for the soldiers who have not returned. So in their memory, to commemorate the contributions, the great contributions that the soldiers of our country do for us to live a peaceful life, the ones who haven't returned, this is what they do for them. I think it's a beautiful way to ensure that their contribution is remembered always and never ever forgotten. Moving on to the next one. Question number 5 coming up on your screen. Here we go. Who is this lady? Her name will help. Her name will help. If not, if you can tell me what position she holds, I will give you the points. Oh, no one going on this one. Again, a tough one. World finale, the questions will be slightly tougher. Her name is Christy Coventry. She is a 5-time Olympian from Zimbabwe. Too late, Dhanush. I gave half the answer already. She is Christy Coventry, president of IOC and 5-time Olympian from Zimbabwe. The reason I told you that I'll give you the points even if you give me the position, if you look at the background, there are Olympic rings right there. So I thought you would be able to work out the answer from that one. Nevertheless, let us move on to the last one of this round coming up on your screen. Here we go. Identify this important structure from 1911. Let me give you a clue. Think Mumbai. Mumbai, I said. 1911. Deepta trying. She's working the answer out. I can see that. Go ahead.
So this is the Gateway of India, and it's in commemoration of the visit of King George to
Gateway
India.
of India, you say. This is how it was in 1911.
I think so.
I like how honest she is. I think so. You're absolutely right. Plus 100 to you. Well answered, well worked out. Ladies and gentlemen, when King George came into our country along with Queen Mary, this was how Gateway of India was actually created. It was created, if I'm not wrong, they didn't have too much of time. They just created in this manner. Then they rebuilt it the way we see Gateway of India today. She's absolutely right. Getting 100 points on that is Deepta. Well, time for us to take a quick look at the score before we move on into the next round of this world finale. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Leading this quiz is Samrat with 200 points. He's careful with how he's treading through this finale here today. Deepta was on a negative 100, but she got a plus 100 and she's back on nil. Dhanush and Tiji are both on nil. Again, I've told this time and again in all the quizzes that I do, nil is a very good place to be in a quiz where buzzers are in play, which means when you're in a negative, you have to work harder to move back into the positives. In the very first round, if you've already moved into nil, or now you only have to move into the positive scores. So that is very important. Let us move on into the second round of this world finale of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6 coming up. It's time for all of us to think again. Here we go. Five questions in this round. You will have 2 clues that will come up on your screen. We know the rules with the 2 clues question. You have 1 attempt per clue. The scoring pattern is the same for both the clues. However, again, in the world finale, the questions are going to be a little more, difficult as compared to your semi-final. So you will have to think a little before you give me the answers. Let's take a look at the first clue of the first question. Here we go on your screen. The original manuscript of the Indian Constitution was handwritten. We know who handwrote it. Samrat, go ahead.
It was written by Prem Bihari Narayan Raizada. And the preamble was written by Jawaharlal Nehru.
I wish you had waited for me. I continued saying we know who had written the Constitution. Prem Bihari Raizada was the next thing that I was going to say. Minus 100 to you on that one. Before we move on, okay, nobody pressing the buzzer. I think we can move to the second clue. What I need to know is the legendary artist from Shanti Niketan. Deepta, go ahead.
Nandalal Bose.
And who is he?
He's the one who illustrated many parts of the Constitution, and that border, that very beautiful border you see, was illustrated by him, Nandalal Bose.
The original Constitution of our country was handwritten and illustrated by hand by these 2 gentlemen. Nandalal Bose is whom you're seeing on your screen. Plus 100 to you on that one. Well answered, Deepta. All right. Samrat was very correct about the other name, but that was not the name I was looking for. But he knows the game. He's played this before. Let us move on to the next one. Question number 2, clue number 1 coming up on your screen. Here we go. This particular person, his name is Edward Nairn. And he was basically a scientific instrument maker. And he had his own shop in London. He started selling certain cubes because he basically saw people, children using breadcrumbs for something. And he wanted to create a solution for it. So he created certain cubes, which we use to this day. What are these cubes that I'm referring to? Let's move on to the second clue. No one on the buzzer. TG, go ahead.
Okay, the answer is eraser or rubber because it was used to erase mistakes that were made. We did not have that before.
Plus 100 to you. Well answered. Ladies and gentlemen, today, of course, we eat the bread that is created or cooked, baked for us. But back then, bread was used to erase any mistakes that were made on a sheet of paper, which is when Edward then decided that he will create something that will help all of us erase whatever mistakes have been done on the sheet. And that is how we have erasers to this day. Imagine you are writing your exams or you're in your office, you make a mistake and you're using bread to erase that. That would have been quite messy for all of us. Thanks to him, we have erasers to help us out with that. Plus 100 to you on that. Well answered. Let's move on to the next one. Question 3, clue number 1 coming up on your screen. Here we go. I'm looking for something that has become a rage all over the world. And it is a part of the Monster series. Rage with children especially. You will find keychains, you will find different kind of merchandise with this particular answer that I'm looking for. Let's move on to the second clue. His name, TG again, go ahead.
Labubu.
Labubu, and who is he?
If I'm right, his name is Kevin, something with K. I've read about this. I know that he's the one who's created it, and it's the Labubu.
Plus 100 to you. Well answered. The answer was basically Labubu. I was just trying to push you. His name is Kasung Lunk. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Please excuse me, but the spelling is like that. He is an illustrator from Hong Kong, and he's the one who created the Labubu doll. I will not be commenting on how beautiful or not beautiful the doll is, but Labubu doll, which has made millions and billions in revenue and different form of merchandise. I have seen adults with Labubu keychains as well. So different type of merchandise that it has, gone into today. Plus 100 to you. Well answered. Question number 4, the first clue coming up on your screen. Here we go. She won the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1964. I'm looking for a very famous name. Let us move on to the next clue. She was born in Alabama. Dhanush, go ahead.
Helen Keller.
Helen Keller, he says. I think he's gone primarily looking at the picture and the cover that is there right there for him. And of course, the title, if you look at it, Light in My Darkness. He's absolutely right. Plus 100 to you. Very well answered there, Dhanush. She was, of course, an American author, an educator, disability rights advocate, political activist, and a leader, of course. And she was one of them who received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1964. Getting that right and getting those 100 points is Dhanush. Ladies and gentlemen, the scoreboard looks very interesting, but we have one more question in this round. So let me complete that and then get back to the scores. The final one in this round, clue number 1, coming up on your screen. A name from southern India, Samrat. Go ahead. He did not need the name of the state either.
Banu Mushtaq.
Could you tell us a little more, please?
She won the Booker. That is the translated version of Heartland. Won the Booker. And
absolutely right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
Currently reading the book.
Currently reading the book. Okay. Talk about great luck. Absolutely right. Plus 100 to you. Very well answered there. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, we keep telling you got to read. Sometimes you never know where the questions come from. She is a lady from Hassan. She's actually a writer in the language Kannada, but her book was translated into English, and that won a Booker, if I'm not wrong, in 2025. So the next clue was actually her picture That is Banu Mushtaq for you. She won the Booker Award in 2025. Getting that right is Samrat. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised you that I will tell you what the score looked like. Let me take a quick look at the score for all of you. Leading this quiz currently with 200 points each are both Samrat and Tiji. Dhanush and Deepta are not far behind. Both of them are on 100 points. This world finale is a very, very tight battle. And if you look at the kind of questions they are answering, it is not very easy. They are working the answers out and they are answering. The knowledge base, the depth of knowledge that each one of them have is amazing here today. Let's move on to the next round. Time for us to go beyond the box. Here it is. Okay, I have 4 questions for you in this round. Visuals, plain visuals coming up for you and questions from me. Okay, I've told you what the score is. Please keep the scores in mind when you give me your answer or when you're working out your strategy. Strategies are very important. But before we continue with the quiz, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what the prizes are for this world finale here that we're having. The winner, of course, will have vouchers of rupees 20,000. The remaining 3 would be joint runners-up. Nobody goes back without winning anything here today at the world finale of the World Teachers Quiz. We have 1 winner and we have 3 joint runners-up. The 3 joint runners-up will have vouchers of rupees 10,000 each. So that is the prize that they are fighting for. But believe me, I think I misspoke. That is not the prize they are fighting for. They want the title of being the champion of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6. That is what they are fighting for. I know them extremely well. They love quizzing and they want the title. That is what matters more. So let's see what happens. The first one in Beyond the Box coming up on your screen. I'm going to show you a statue. I need the name from the statue. Here it is. Whose statue is it? Samrat, go ahead.
This is the statue of Robin Hood.
The outlaw, Robin Hood. Imagine the one who was tagged as an outlaw today has a statue dedicated for him. Plus 100 to you. Very well answered. I think the moment Samrat pressed the buzzer, all 3 of them immediately were so angry with themselves that they did not press the buzzer very quickly. It was really nice to see. That shows the competitive spirit that all of them have and how badly they want to do well in a quiz like this. Wonderful to see such kind of competitive spirit. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 2. Here it is. This wearable device is called Rad Watch. Go ahead, Digi on the buzzer.
Okay, this is the kind of watch that is used to measure, if I'm right, radiation. I believe that this is the one that the NASA has made for astronauts. I happen to read or see something like this. But NASA has made this to measure radiation.
Your answer is NASA.
Yeah.
Plus 100 to you. Well answered. I was looking for the manufacturer or the maker of the watch. Of course, I did leave a clue right there on the screen of the watch for you. The astronaut getting into a spacewalk, I think that is what I'm showing right there on the screen. Plus 100 to you. Well answered. Straightforward. Well done. Let's move on to the next one. I would urge you to wait for me to complete the question. Here it is. Why was this Qatari plane specifically in the news? In the news, maybe in the last, 8 months, 9 months or so. Qatari plane, I said. Specifically in the news. Dhanush, go ahead. He's trying.
Going by a long shot, is it the one that was used by Donald Trump for Air Force One?
Give me, okay. I will give you your points. Who gifted him the aircraft? I need the entire logic. I will give you the points because what you've told me is right. But do you know who gifted him the aircraft?
I think this was after he left office, but I'm not sure who gifted him the plane.
Okay, plus 100 to you. You're not wrong at all. All I was looking for was Donald Trump, who now has been using this as Air Force One. This was gifted to him by the royal family of Qatar. The royal family of Qatar gifted this one to him, and this is now deployed as Air Force One. Well answered there, Dhanush. He gets a plus 100 on that one. All right, moving on to the fourth one and the last one of this round. Coming up is the image for you. Here it is. Identify this actress who was revealed earlier this year, earlier in 2025, and that prompted heavy backlash, especially from the acting community. Why did an actor coming up create a backlash in the acting community? Should be able to work this out, even if you can't tell me her name. If you tell me the logic on why there was a backlash. Oh, too long, taking too long. I will have to give the answer for this one as well. Her name is Tilly Norwood. Okay, Tilly Norwood. This particular actress is not a person, that is AI that you're seeing on your screen. Looks so real that the acting community were extremely unhappy, because basically it's a sort of a huge danger for their respective careers, which is why there was a heavy backlash from the entire acting community for Tilly Norwood that you're seeing on the screen. Completely AI generated character that you're seeing right there. And if you look at it, look at the details, look at the imperfections of a human that has also been, brought into that face right there. Everything, every single freckle is also right there on the face. So that is how they've created this AI generated character. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with this we have completed 3 rounds of the world finale. Time for us to take a quick look at the score before we move on. The score is still very, very tight, very close to each other. Samrat on 300, Tichi on 300, Dhanush on 200, Deepta on 100. I have seen each of them play a quiz before this, and all of them have the ability to bounce back or to get into the top or the winning score in no time. Let's see what happens. Let's move on to the 4th round of this quiz. Time for all of us to connect the dots. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the world finale of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6, brought to you by TeacherTribe.world in collaboration with Grey Caps and Global Forum for Teacher Excellence. We have crossed the halfway mark of this world finale. Here today, the contest is extremely tight. The scores are very close to each other. At this point, even though we are getting closer into the finish line, I can't really tell you who is going to wear the crown of the champion in this season here today. So let's see what happens. 3 questions in this round, multiple clues appearing on the screen. They have to connect all of them and give me one overall answer. The clues might vary from 2, 3, 4. It can be any number of clues. Let's take a look at the first one coming up on your screen. Here we go. I want the name of a device that we use, an equipment that we use even to this day. Go ahead, Deepta.
Taking a chance, is it the microwave oven?
Is it the microwave oven? Why did you say microwave oven and not tell oven alone?
Because I remember reading that, I forget the name of the inventor of the microwave oven, but because he was in a lab and there was something in his pocket that melted, and then that led him to talk about, figure out that these were microwaves, and then that got translated into the creation of the microwave oven for kitchens.
Because if you had said
to heat up food.
If you had said oven, I would have never given you the points. Not at a world finale at all. Microwave oven is absolutely right. 100 points to you on that one. Well answered. The gentleman you're seeing on your screen, Percy Spencer, is the creator of microwave. And that was, of course, the first microwave that you're seeing right there. Fortunately, they have become smaller now and we can keep them in our respective homes comfortably. But that is the very first microwave right there. Moving on to the next one coming up on your screen. Here we go. I am looking for a creativity technique that is used in problem solving, product innovation. Deepta, go ahead. Quick on the buzzer.
Brainstorming.
Could you elaborate, please?
The concept of brainstorming appeared first in the context of advertising and problem solving, written by this gentleman whose name I have.
No problem. The name is on the screen actually.
Yeah.
No problem.
But then so it came about from there and then moved slowly from there into the education space and everywhere else. So brainstorming as a technique has its origins here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we use the term brainstorming every other day in our offices, also in our schools, colleges, everywhere. This is how brainstorming, the entire technique and that was born. His name is Alex Osborne. In his book, Applied Imagination, he explains the concept of brainstorming and how it helps to solve problems, to come up with new ideas, new product inventions and things like that. The other two books that you're seeing there are his lesser known work or other books that he has written. Most often than not, we look at the major contribution of a person and do not talk a lot about the other contributions that is done by them. But those, Your Creative Power and A Short Course in Advertising, are the other two books that he authored. Alex Osborne is whom we have to thank for giving brainstorming for all of us. Plus 100 to you, Deepta. Well answered. Very, very interesting scoreboard there. But let me complete another question, the last one in this round, and then move on to show you the scores. The final one coming up on your screen. Here we go. A famous building or residence in India is what these two images connect. Which? Go ahead. Go ahead, Samrat.
The Anand Bhavan. Or if I am allowed to rephrase, I think I'm going with Anand Bhavan.
Minus 100 to you on that one. Because before I responded, you asked for time to rephrase. I thought I will wait for you. But a minus 100 to you on that one. This is the Teen Murti Bhavan. Teen Murti Bhavan, which is also, of course, the residence of Jawaharlal Nehru. That is why Jawaharlal Nehru is right there on the screen. The Teen Murtis there, I thought, was a very huge clue. But of course, I understand that you asked for the extra time because you wanted to make up your mind between Anand Bhavan and Teen Murti Bhavan. But you went with Anand Bhavan nevertheless. Ladies and gentlemen, we have completed 4 rounds of this finale. A nail-biting finale, if you ask me. Let's take a quick look at that scoreboard. Well, lots of ups and downs on this scoreboard. Tiji on 300, Deepta on 300, Samrat on 200, Dhanush on 200. I cannot tell you, I have seen them quiz for such a long time. I know their patterns, but I still can't tell you who is going to make as the champion of this world finale. I think all of them are extremely good. If I could, I would make all of them the champions, but I can't do that. I have to pick one here today, or rather they have to fight for the championship. I can't pick them either. So let's see what happens. The last round of this world finale here today. Let us move on to the rapid fire. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the world finale of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6, brought to you by TeacherTribe.world in collaboration with Grey Caps and Global Forum for Teacher Excellence. Well, these teachers have been so good with their performance here today. The scoreboard is a testament to that. I think the kind of answers they have given me, the way they have worked out the answers, I am mighty impressed with their performance. 6 questions in this round, the last 6 questions of this finale. Only one winner, and the rest of them will all be joint runners-up. All of them are fighting for that title of a champion of this world finale. Let's see what happens. Nothing on your screen, questions coming from me, and I will stop the moment you press that buzzer. Good luck to all of you. 6 questions and 600 points to win. Let's see what happens at this point. I can feel the nerves here. All right. The first one for all of you. Here it is. This Bharat Ratna was the ambassador of India to the then Soviet Union between 1949 to 1952. He also was the Vice Chancellor of the Banaras Hindu University and the Vice Chancellor of the Andhra University. Dhanush, go ahead.
Is it Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan?
His birthday is celebrated every year all over our country. Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan giving Dhanush 100 points. Very well worked out. Very well worked out. We know the contributions of Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, but what about the other roles that he has played? You have to dig deeper to see the kind of contribution these great leaders have made towards the field of education. Plus 100 to Dhanush on that one. And with that, Dhanush moves to 300 points as well. Question number 2. Here it is. Created by James, Sirius, Remus and Peter, this is activated by saying Dhanush.
It is a Marauders map.
And what does it do?
It shows the Hogwarts map, and I think I'm up to. I think mischief managed is the closing statement. I don't remember the opening statement.
I solemnly swear that I'm up to
Where
no
I'm up to no
good.
good. Yeah.
Plus 100. Well, I'm pretty sure the rest of them are thinking Dhanush is up to no good today, because for them, you are giving a very, very tough competition. Plus 100 again, well answers. The Marauders map is what I was looking for. Okay, moving on to the next one. Here it is. He was a filmmaker and also a painter. Through the Eyes of a Painter is a short film written and directed by him. And he also produced films, especially for the films division of Government of India. Chess. Go ahead, Deepta.
Satyajit Ray.
Minus 100 on that one. Because I said movies and films, she went into Satyajit Ray. Painter was a very big clue. I was going to give you other clues saying chess players, circa 1950, Toy Series 1975, Gram Yatra 1954 are his lesser known paintings. The world famous artist that I was looking for as an answer, M.F. Hussain. M.F. Hussain. She actually mouthed the answer right now, which means she pressed that buzzer taking a chance. It's not that she did not know the lesser known works of M.F. Hussain. Well, these are the chances you have to take at a quiz like this. We still have 3 more questions. Let me tell you the scoreboard, because it is important to know who can actually make it. Dhanush on 400, Tiji on 300, Samrat on 200, Deepta on 200. Samrat and Deepta can still ensure that they win the championship. It is possible. Okay, they can do it. Dhanush and Tiji, of course, are already leading. They can do it. But Deepta and Samrat can also do it, and they only know that too well. 3 questions, 300 points more to win. Question number 4. Here it is. A gentleman named Caleb Bradham invented a drink, which was earlier known as Brad's drink. The recipe of this drink included an enzyme that apparently helped cure stomach upsets. Which? Dhanush, go ahead.
I would go with Pepsi or Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola.
Pepsi is Pepsi. An enzyme that helps you cure stomach upset would be?
I think the stomach ache. Yeah.
Peptin. Peptin was the enzyme. Pepsi is absolutely right. Plus 100. Beautifully answered, Dhanush. Pepsi is what I was looking for as an answer. The only thing I did not tell, ladies and gentlemen, is the brand. I did not use the word brand, and as I said, I need the name of the drink, but he got it with that as well. Plus 100 to you. Well answered. It was originally known as Brad's drink because the creator, his name was Caleb Bradham. Absolutely right. Well played, Dhanush. the last two questions of this world finale here today, the penultimate one. Here we go. Slightly longer question. Please take your pick on when you want to press the buzzer. A senior radio officer in Croydon is believed to have coined it. It's taken from a phonetic equivalent of a French word meaning help me. But it was mostly adopted because it was easy to understand by all the parties that were involved, irrespective of their nationalities or their language. Initially created in 1923, because there was a lot of movement and traffic in France and England, Frederick Stanley Mockford is the one who's created to create this. This is the origin of which word? In use to this day, and very, very important word. Do not get carried away by the word traffic. Traffic in a certain context is what I'm talking about. Do not get carried away by that word. I basically don't want you all to make bad mistakes right now. That's the reason I'm giving you a caution. Oh, no one going for this one. Okay, they're being very careful. Okay, all right. Question lapses. Anybody wanting to try now? No points. Go ahead, try. No pressure of points anymore. No?
Is it bandwidth?
Help me was, I said, the meaning for the phonetic word when you translate. Go ahead, PG.
Oh, it's a word, no, not SOS. I was thinking of
I was also
SOS.
thinking
So,
that's the same thing. But
no.
like,
Predecessor. Predecessor was SOS. SOS, okay. I'll just explain the whole thing.
oh.
Help
This is in
me.
the sense like Mayday.
Mayday is
Mayday.
absolutely
Oh.
right. Mayday was the
Like
answer I was
predecessor, yeah.
looking for. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a miss here today. The answer I was looking for was May Day. We were discussing the answer and someone, the TG, mentioned that SOS would have been her guess. SOS was used, of course, in water transport by ships. But Mayday is what the aircraft started using because Mayday was easy for them to pronounce, irrespective of the language or the nationalities. The pronunciation is easy, and everyone who were, all the parties involved were able to understand. And at a critical moment where you require help, imagine if you don't understand what the person is saying. SOS is what was considered, but when they are actually communicating over radio, S may not always be very clear. S can sound like an F as well. So there was a lot of confusion that happened, which is why they decided to not go with an SOS and created this particular word called Mayday. Well, no one getting that one right, but interesting discussions that we are having on how to work out these answers. But when we discuss, they are able to work out the answers. But unfortunately, quizzes are not meant for discussions. That is meant for later on conversations. The final one, ladies and gentlemen, of this finale here today, coming up. The year was 1882, when it was first published in Anand Math. It was adapted to national... Go ahead, Samrat.
Vande Mataram.
It was adapted to national significance in 1950. Jaduna Ji did the original music. What am I referring to? Celebrating 150th year of Vande Mataram. Absolutely right. Plus 100 to Samrat. Very well answered. He was extremely sure about the answer. He did not need all the clues that I was giving in the question. Beautifully answered. Well cracked, Samrat. Ladies and gentlemen, the final scoreboard for all of you coming up on your screen. What a game here today. I mean, as a host, as a researcher, I thoroughly enjoyed the entire finale. It's not only about hosting a quiz. When we create questions, we think about who may be able to crack this question and what questions may go unanswered. How will this person respond to this question? Because we quiz with them regularly, we are able to, have these kind of conversations among ourselves. And later on, when they actually crack these questions, believe me, it makes us extremely happy. What a game. Congratulations to all of you on the way you have played this game here today. You have very, very clearly increased the quality of the World Teachers Quiz. And this happens every year. And I end up thinking, okay, maybe next year I don't have to make the questions so complicated, but I have to make them even more difficult next year. I think that is going to happen for the next season as well. Nevertheless, let's take a look at the final scoreboard. Samrat on 300, TG on 300, Deepta on 200. In any other quiz, this could have been a winning score. But today, Dhanush Reddy from Teja Vidyalaya in Koda decided that in the final over, he's going to come in and hit a couple of sixers and get his score right up to 500 points. The champion of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6, Dhanush Reddy from Teja Vidyalaya, Kodad in Telangana. He is a multiple-time finalist of the World Teachers Quiz. He has come up to the world finale. He's played his game. He's kept at it. All of them are quizzers. They continuously quiz. Deepta, Samrat and Dhanush have been quizzing at the World Teachers Quiz continuously. Tichi, a first-timer at the World Teachers Quiz, and she's already in the world finale. Extremely great performance by all of them. And Dhanush has this time finally made it as the champion of the World Teachers Quiz. A small little trivia, ladies and gentlemen. All these teachers who take part with us, the students who study with them also take part with us. So they actually come to us and speak to us telling, my teacher took part with you in the World Teachers Quiz. And that is what happened with me this time when I was hosting Tata Crucible. Dhanush's student came to me and told me that my teacher took part with you. His name is Dhanush Reddy. I studied with him in the school. I said, oh, that's wonderful. I said, we are going to start with the Teachers Quiz very soon. I'm hoping to see him there. And he said, yes, I really hope my teacher wins this time. So I think, Dhanush, you should go back and speak to your students and tell them that you are the champion. They would be very, very happy for you. For all of us, I think we have to be proud of the performance here today and of everything that we do for our schools, for our students, the example that all four of you have set for your students. Please ask them to watch the world finale. I'm very sure they'll be very proud of the way all of you have played all through this finale. Congratulations to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this entire world finale with us. It's been an absolute pleasure to host this quiz for 6 seasons, and I hope I continue doing this year on year, and I continue having wonderful teachers and educators like them who take part with us every season. You don't go anywhere. You know that we have a lot of competitions, lot of contests for educators all over the world that we have from teachertribe.world. So we'll have many such things going on. I hope to see you taking part in all of these contests for you, and also come back for the next edition of the World Teachers Quiz. I can tell you for sure this is a quiz that will continue for a very, very long time. And I hope to see you in every edition of this quiz. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rashmi Furtado signing off.